So a lot of people have asked me, how did you get started in Airbnb and how did you know you wanted to do Airbnb in Jamaica? And this is my story. I have been coming to Jamaica for a while. I started out coming to resorts, like all-inclusive resorts. And of course, if anyone comes to Jamaica, and you will know this whether you live here, you travel here, or you run an Airbnb, people love Jamaica. They just love it. And the thing that I love a lot about it, first of all, I live in Chicago. So just comparing Chicago to Jamaica, and for winter, leaving Chicago really cold, being on a 4-hour flight, and I come to like 80-degree weather, sunny, and a beach, who wouldn't love it? So it was that. I fell in love with the food. I fell in love with the music and just the lifestyle. It's just a very, very laid back lifestyle. I just loved it. I had so much fun with my friends. I met a lot of people here from different countries when I was at the resorts that I'm very good friends with. Like half of my friends right now are actually people that I just met at the resort, and we're like so close. So I have a lot of history here. I've always wanted to have an Airbnb. Even when I used to be at the resorts, I used to tell my friends like, hey, we should all just band together and like put money together. I wanted to get a house because the life that I led at the resort, I wanted that to continue. You know how when you go to the resort and you're just like, man, I wish I could just stay here. I think everybody goes through that. You want to live there. You want to be there. I used to just fantasize about that all the time when I was at work, and I kept coming here and I wanted to stay longer. And you know, I would ask my friends, and I think none of us really took it seriously, but eventually I started to take it more serious. I had a friend that introduced me to staying off resorts and actually staying in Airbnbs at the time. And I did it for 1 month and I stayed here. And then I found out, I started, you know, just being in the house, and I'm like, wow, this lady owns this house. This is so nice, and I would like to do that. So again, I wanted to do it. I talked to my friends about banding together to do it, because if you watch my past videos, you know that I wasn't always the smartest person financially with my money. It took me a while to get my life together. So that's why I always try to encourage you guys that if this is something that you want to do, it's very possible to do it. Because I was in like the worst situation financially, I was just all off the charts. Really wholeheartedly, I want to say it was because of Jamaica. I was addicted to coming here. I just always wanted to come here. I kept meeting so many wonderful people, and it was just an addiction. But my addiction ended up being the way I make money now, because other people have addictions to come here, you know? They just love it. I ended up, you know, asking my friends, because I knew I couldn't do it alone financially, but people was like, oh yeah, I would want to do it. But I think a lot of times, you know, and this kind of is a good rule to have. You can't really mix friendships and business, and you know, we just didn't end up doing it, and it was fine. So I just one day just woke up, got a journal, and started just getting my life together, because I knew I wanted to do this. I did my research. I started like talking to owners. I ran into a owner at another place a little bit down from where I live, like a couple of blocks down. And this guy was like really nice. He told me his story of how he had 3 places. And that just really, really just encouraged me to just get my ish together. Then I ended up meeting other people, and I used to talk to construction workers, and I was just always down here, but with a different mindset. My mindset has started to shift from partying and drinking and just laying around doing nothing to making something like this happen. So I started to call the banks, and what I learned is like a lot of things that they needed from me and what I needed to have, I didn't have. So I started to get my life together back at home, and I started to try to get into the mix of trying to find a place here. But I knew I had to get my life together first and to get my, you know, finances together before I could actually venture in on getting something. That's pretty much how I got started. People also ask me, well, how did you find your Airbnb to purchase? Let me just tell you my story. I rented an Airbnb from this guy. He's actually someone that I ended up becoming friends with. And he is, you know, he's successful here in Jamaica. He had just started out. I was staying at his place, but the way he came and he brought, because I like the places that I stayed at, but when he came, it was almost like he changed things here. He brought his taste from where he lived to the apartment that he rented, and I loved it because it was just exactly how I wanted to be and the things that I wanted to do. And that just encouraged me even more to continue with what I was already doing. And I was not knowing that I would ever meet him in person, but eventually we did meet in person and we talked, and he was doing his journey. I was getting ready to start my journey. And, you know, I always said encouraging words to him because I was extremely happy for him. And I still am, to watch him grow, to watch him become the person that he became. But also I was encouraged by that. And don't get me wrong, I was already gung-ho on doing it. I had just changed everything about myself. But it's just nice when you meet the right people in your life that can make you even more encouraged. I guess kind of sort of the way how you found me right now. And you're listening to me because you're trying to go on this venture and do this journey yourself. So I was placed in your life to encourage you, to give you any guidance that I have, to show you my journey so that it will help you complete your journey. Okay, so that's kind of what happened. And along the way, as he was doing his places, he would always reach out to me and talk to me, or, you know, I was always happy to speak to him. And it just encouraged me more to continue to do what I was doing. But baby, I was full speed ahead because remember, I've always wanted to do this. And I had just recently started to take it serious. So I would talk to different groundsmen. Anytime I heard construction going on, I would always go to the place and talk to workers or contract workers that I saw working on places. I would go in and look at the places, and sometimes I would run into owners, and you know, I would talk to the owners about what they were doing, and they didn't really see me as competition because hey, I wasn't even doing it. And a lot of times, I don't know, I guess I'm like this because a lot of people ask or say, like, why do you share things with people and why are you doing this? But I'm only one person. This is a big world. I can't have everything. And what's meant for me, I'm going to have it. You can't take it away from me. You're not me. You know, I can't take what you have. I'm not you. So if I can share with you and help you on your journey, so be it. Because I have my own plans. I'm focused on my own plans. I know what I want for me, and I'm working on that. So I don't have time to worry about what you're doing. So I don't mind sharing with you. So that's why I do it, because someone said that other people, you know, wouldn't readily share things, but I'm going to share everything with you guys, you know, just the little stuff that I know. Trust me, I don't know everything because I'm just doing it too, but don't worry, I'm going to share everything with you. So stick with me, our channel. Just, you know, just back to the story. I started talking to people outside, workmen, security guards, maintenance people, just saying, like, because I knew I wanted to buy a place, and you can look on, like, say, the multiple listings or, you know, internet searches for houses. And so if you see a place that you like, I would go stay there, like try to find out about the place, because I am going to do another video specifically telling you about things that I have learned about when you're trying to pick a house, like when you're trying to pick a place, because I don't want this video to be too long, but when you're trying to pick a place, because you need to go, if say it's a condo or it's a resort that's already running, and maybe you want to purchase a place there, go stay there, rent an Airbnb there, find out about the place, you know, look at the place on Airbnb, see what that place is renting for, you know, per night, and look at the reviews. What are people complaining about? You know, like, is this an issue there? Talk to the maintenance man. I am not lying, you guys. I talk to everybody. I put the word out like, hey, I'm looking to get a place. I want to get a place. Like, if you know any owners, then, you know, reach out to me, because a lot of times when you're at home, anyone would tell you, I think the easiest way, and I think the best deals that you'll find is if you actually, not that you can't do it from home, because you definitely can do it from home. They're real estate agents. You can talk to real estate agents, but when you actually immerse yourself here, you try to meet people, you make connections, you will find that you may be able to find better deals. That's what I mean. Or you may find something that never ever goes on the market. Like, for instance, where I was buying, places sell all the time, but they're never on the internet, you know, because the owners really don't have to do that. You know, they can just put the word out and someone will come snatch it up, you know, just because it was just through word of mouth. And that's kind of what happened with me. With my first place, you know how I found it? every single time I would come to Jamaica and I would be out here partying, I always would go to the maintenance guy and be like, hey, I'm still looking for a place. And we exchanged numbers. I would text him like maybe twice a year, like, hey, Merry Christmas. Did you find me a place yet? And lo and behold, one day he just texted me out of nowhere. He called me. He was like, I have a place for you, and it has an ocean view. I was like, what? I was like, how much is it? He was like, that I don't know, but I'm gonna connect you with the owner and you guys can work it out. Well, it took me and the owner a minute to come to an agreement, but that's how I got my first place. That's how I got my first place, just by me being on vacation, just putting the word out that I wanted something and making that connection when I was here. So you can come here and party, but if you truly, truly want to do something, try to make connections with people when you're here. Just tell your friends like, wait, hold my rum and coke, or hold my whatever drink. Let me just try to make this connection with this person, exchange numbers, and then you could get back to what you're doing. So make it a slight work vacation, because you never know. Now, how did I get my second place? I did not get it from the multiple listings. I did not get it from putting the word out. I got my second place from means of just emailing people. I mean, honestly, that's what I did. I just started emailing people, and I randomly emailed people that were here. I was already in the complex, so I just started reaching out to random people. And anybody that will read my email, and I sent out a lot of emails, like over 200 emails. Very simple. I just basically said I was looking to buy a place if anyone was interested in selling their place, and people got back to me. One person got back to me. It was a place that I could afford. She didn't want to sell her house, but she told me that, she hopes that I find a house, but she started talking to me. She made that connection with me. And it took about a year. I would write her and, like, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, I still don't want to sell, but, I hope you find what you're looking for. She wanted to give me advice about buying and, just things like that. But I was like, okay, that's fine. Just let me know if you do ever want to sell. I'm definitely here. I'm definitely interested. And she was like, okay. And then one day after a year, I want to say, let me tell you, my friend, this is how I found out about manifestation. My friend was talking to me like 2 weeks before Christmas, and she was telling me about, because I never manifested. I never woke up and just started thinking, giving thanks for what I had and talking about what I had before I even had it. And my friend, I just want to mention her name. Her name is Devonna. She told me about it, and she told me if I want this house, because I was like, man, I really want this lady to sell. It's in my budget. It's something I can handle, And she was like, just say that you have it. Talk like you have it. So I started talking like I had it. I started visualizing this place. When I came to Jamaica, I would look over at the place. I actually even went like over to like the building, and I just started talking like I had it. I spoke to people like I had it. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, I even had a door sign made for the place because it was my place. I acted like it was my place. On Christmas Eve, this lady calls me and she tells me she doesn't know what it is, but she thinks she wants to sell her house to me. Are you kidding me? I was like, oh, okay. And she was just like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like you're just such a good person. I don't want to sell my house, but I just feel like you would be a good person to have it, because she had an attachment to the place. I could tell she had an attachment to it. She hadn't really been there, and she was an older person, but this is the honest to God true story. And ever since that situation happened, I have been telling people about manifesting, about what you want, visualizing about what you want, talking about what you want in the sense that you already have it. If you want it, you can have it. And I don't know, I just believe in that now. Like I truly do. You just believe it. You put it out there that you're going to have whatever you're going to have. And I hope that this is encouraging to you, because I just wanted to tell you guys how I got my two places. That's how I got them, through the connection and also through just looking at other means. Like I said, do it by any means necessary. If you feel that this is an avenue to get a place, then do it. Like, not saying that you can't have a real estate agent to look for you, but you can look for yourself as well. Like I would just sit up and just think about, like, what is it that I can do to talk to maybe owners or put myself in a position to talk to someone that may want to sell? How can I find a house? And everybody was so shocked when I got my second house, because everybody is now, real estate is so hot right now in Jamaica. Everybody's looking for a place. Everybody's looking to buy a place, and people want things. So people were just so shocked that me back at home in Chicago was able to get my hands on a place here when everyone's looking for a place, you know? But it happened. It happened for me because I stayed focused. I used all avenues in my mind of getting what I want, and I manifested what I wanted. So you need to do the same thing. And that's pretty much the story of how I got my 2 places. So I hope I answered your questions. Just let you know that, of course, you can go through agents, but the traditional way of getting a place, there's also other things that you can do as well. So that is it. I am leaving out. I already recorded a video, said I was leaving out, and here I am recording another video because I just thought I'd tell you guys how I ended up getting this place. All right, so if you guys have any questions, you never thought about that, right? I'm always putting something on your mind. Like, you don't always have to go the traditional way of doing things. This world is so big. There's so much knowledge out there. That's why you have to position yourself around people that have what you want. So maybe it will encourage you to do things. And you know, something else I found out, and I'm going to end the video. Don't surround yourself with people that are doing just as good as you. Surround yourself, I mean, not that you can't surround yourself with people that are doing good like you, but you always want to have someone that may be doing a little better than you in the group too, because it's going to inspire you for more. It's going to inspire you to do more, to want more, to be a better person. Your circle really tells a lot about you. And I love to just surround myself with people that are like mine, like me. So anyway, I'm going to go now. That's enough talking. I hope you guys liked the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.